Hello everyone, I'm in my sports gear. I've just been to the gym, and just as I got back to my desk, I was looking at some of the things on it and realised that actually this might be quite useful for you lot. So here we have a bunch of chargers. Now, I've had GoPros for a while, and not that long ago, I don't know, 6 months, something like that, maybe a year, I bought this little charger for the GoPro. Now, basically it allows you to put two batteries in it. I wasn't that fussed about that at the time, and then you can plug it into USB-C, and actually this has become quite useful. I use that all the time. When I get back from my GoPros, I always have out my computer at home, like a USB-C cable and a micro USB, and this just sits on my desk, plug them in, whatever, leave them for an hour or whatever, done, back in the box, ready to go next time. And I started looking around. I bought some new batteries I've got a 360 camera, and you get this style of charger that's vertical. So the vertical ones take up half the size. So your batteries go in like that, rather than like that. And they take up half the size of the other ones. But this one, so I got this off Amazon, and it's a company called Numoa. They range between sort of 20 and 40 pounds, but and you normally get two batteries in a charger. I think you can get the chargers alone, but this one had a micro USB cable and the USB-C cable on the charging option. So it gives you that option of charging it. And I just, have them on my desk at home, plug them in. But it's also super useful when you're out and about, because you could then use any of these cables, whether it's in your car and you've got your two spare batteries, and you take the one out of your camera, you're driving somewhere, plug it in the car, into a USB port, or if you've got a power pack in your backpack. Quite often I plug this in, for example. When I take one out, I put it in here, and then I always carry a battery pack in my backpack, and then just connect the cable up and then leave it in my backpack. And by the time the next one's finished being used, quite often this is charged up already. So it's quite good for that. And it was one of the main reasons why I switched to a mirrorless camera, was the ability to charge. So my Sony, for example, I get back and I just plug the micro USB cable in and leave it. Now, it takes quite a long time to charge like that, and it's probably not the best method, but it is quite useful when you're on the road. And I was just looking to see if I could get one for that camera, because these sort of action cameras and stuff, you've always been able to get these sorts of things. And I bought this the other day. I've got a Fuji X-E3 that I'm using sort of daily, it's a bit smaller and stuff like that than my Sony, but I bought some spare batteries for it, and they came with a charger. This one's micro USB only, but I was thinking about it. I was like, actually, I should get one for my A9. And then I had a look at what other companies you could get them for, and you can get them for Canon. So one of the main reasons I swapped from Canon was the ability to charge your camera wherever. And so this is now not necessarily a mirrorless feature. And you can buy these, as I said, from I think for a Canon one, it'd probably be like 40 pounds, but you'd get two batteries. They're off-brand batteries, but my experience generally has been those sorts of batteries work pretty well. And I've never had any problems. For my Sony, I do have two Sony ones, just because I bought the camera when it had just come out and there weren't any other ones out yet. But what that would then allow you to do is, if you bought this for your Canon 5D, for example, is you can then charge your Canon 5D on the road, everywhere. And the reason I bought one for the Sony is the charger I've got is a bit bigger than this, and you can only plug one into it, and it has to be plugged into a 3-pin wall socket. Whereas I've just ordered one that has two slots, it's very similar to this. And I think that one has micro USB and USB-C. And it'll just mean, one, I can get home and just plug two batteries in and they'll charge, but also when I'm on the road, when I'm in the car, it's just a lot easier to charge, and you can charge them in your backpack. So if you've ever used these or never come across them, I'd definitely have a look and check them out, because it's quite a cheap thing to change. And most people may not want to change from their official charger, but I've personally never had any problems with these sorts of chargers. And it will double your charging capacity for potentially a smaller device, and then you can charge it on the go, wherever, in the car, and all that, and basically never worry about having to charge your cameras that much anymore. So go check them out. Hopefully that is useful.